Okay, let's try this again. Hi again, Danny. Okay, so hi everyone. It looks like that worked. Welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be doing some Lego building. I've got a wonderful Lego Minecraft creeper here that we're going to be building in today's stream. We'll get onto that in just a couple of minutes. But hello and welcome aboard. If you're new around here, my name is Saul. I like Lego. You can see behind me there, I've got quite a lot of it in my room. And today we're going to be building a new one. So we'll give it another minute or so while people roll in, and then we'll actually get to the building portion of the stream. But this is the first Lego building stream that I've done in a while. We did one back in March, I believe, when I built the Chrysanthemum, which was in the latest Lego tour video. And then obviously we did build the insect collection on stream at the end of last year as well. But it has been a while. I've been waiting to get the perfect set to build on stream, and I thought this one was just a really good one to do on stream because you know how much I enjoy streaming Minecraft. I thought it'd be appropriate to build a Minecraft theme set. So this is the set. It's just called the Creeper. It's set 21276. It's got just over 650 pieces, 665 to be exact. And you can just see from the box, it's like a really game accurate, pixel perfect rendition of a creeper. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this and starting the build. So I think we'll just get straight into it. I think we've waited long enough. I don't really have much else to say, so we'll just go straight into the building portion of the stream. So I'm going to move the camera over to the side here. There we go. Try and get a good shot of the desk. Move my mouse out of the way. There we go. And you can see on the monitor behind me there, I have got some Minecraft tunes in the background, because in some of the previous Lego building streams, it was, there was no music in the background or anything like that, and there was, awkward silences and stuff like that. So I thought, since we're building a Minecraft set, let's have some Minecraft music on in the background. So I've got a playlist up on YouTube. It's just on shuffle, so it'll just play random Minecraft themes. Everyone loves the Minecraft soundtrack, right? So hopefully that will work out for us. Oh, and one more thing before we begin as well. I just want to quickly show you the other new set that I bought the other day, which is just over here, is the retro camera. So I built this one off stream. I built this one in my own time, but it is an absolutely fantastic little set. It's really, really gorgeous. And we've got a special shelf here for the creeper to go on once we've built that as well. But yeah, really great set. Love that. But I've saved the creeper especially for this stream. So I'm going to open the box and we're going to get on with it. And I'll put the music on as well. Here we go. And you'll have to tell me, by the way, how loud the music is, if you can hear it all right, or if it's too quiet. Do let me know. But I just wanted, like I say, I just wanted there to be something in the background, so it's not just dead silence while I'm building. Okay, here we go. I've already given myself a paper cut from the bag. So, from one of these paper bags. So, we're off to a flying start. There's 5 bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, there's 6 bags actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6 bags. I'm going to put them all to one side. And we'll do one bag at a time. So, here's bag number 1. And here is the instruction book. And, God, I am actually bleeding. Sorry. I'm just going to go and get a tissue real quick, because I've accidentally given myself a paper cut from one of the paper bags. What a great start. Okay, here we go. Sorry about this. Okay, let's get on with it. We've wasted enough time. I'll just have to build through the pain, because I'm a trooper. Okay, bag one. Is that everything? Yep. Paper bags, by the way, which are now standard on all new Lego sets. And apart from the ability to give you a paper cut, I do obviously prefer the paper bags to plastic. A lot better for the environment. There we go. One downside is it's hard to see if you've got all the pieces out compared to the clear plastic bags that they used to do. Okay, so here's bag one. There's not many pieces in bag one. There's a few pink bits. I think these are for the pig, which we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh, we're building the pig first, apparently. Right on page one, the first thing we're building is the creeper pig. So, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are not familiar with the deep Minecraft lore, creepers were actually created by accident when Notch was trying to code a pig. So basically what happened was the torso was accidentally upright instead of horizontal. So basically he created a vertical pig by mistake. And he decided to keep it in the game, and it became the creeper. So there's the oh, it's pig step. How appropriate. There's the creeper pig. This is literally the evolutionary ancestor of the creeper. I think it's a cool little Easter egg that they include that in the set. Obviously, that's not the main part of the set, but it's a fun little joke there, little reference. Okay, I'm going to put my lights on, by the way, because it's getting a little bit dark in this corner. There we go. Okay, in fact, 1 second. There we go. I've just opened my curtain to let a little bit more light in. Okay, so now we're getting on to the actual build. We are starting with the creeper itself, so let's get going. Any questions, by the way, feel free, go ahead. That's what I'm here for. It's not just about the Lego. It's about the conversation as well. So anything you want to say, any comments, any questions, go right ahead. And let me know about the music as well, by the way. Can you hear it all right? Is it too loud, too quiet? I can adjust it if necessary. Okay. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Hi Dagger, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Needs popping up just a little bit, not too much. No problem, Danny. I will turn that up just a tiny bit for you. How's that? Is that better? Oh, this piece doesn't want to go in. Oh, it's not supposed to go all the way through. Right, I see. There we go. So I think this is like the head or something articulated, because it has like opposable head, but we'll see. I can't hear it, says Will Preston. You should be able to hear it now. I've turned it up a bit. I think we'll skip this track because it's a quiet one. There we go. What you making, says Keys. We are currently building the new Lego Minecraft Creeper. There it is. We've only just started, so we're literally right at the very beginning. We've already built the little creeper pig, though. little reference there to the origins of the creeper. I don't think I've heard this one before. Equinox. How old are you, says Oliver. I am 26, Oliver. Hello, says different Oliver. How are you doing? Yeah, I think that should be alright now, volume-wise. That's actually really cool. Love Legos. Hope you're impressed with the final result. I hope so too, Keys. Big Lego fan. I've got a Lego video coming out tomorrow if anyone is interested in that. But yeah, big Lego fan. Got loads of Lego around the house. I've got the little Lego camera here. I'll do a bit of a tour of the room later and show you... Oh god, that one's loud. I'll do a bit of a tour of my room later and show you around and show you all the other Lego that I've got. Because I've got a fair bit. Okay. Wow, Saul, you must be a big Lego creator. I mean, I'm not really a big creator, but I have a lot of Lego and I enjoy it. And I do occasionally make videos about it that some people watch. So if you want to watch them as well, you can find them on my TikTok. Okay. That way. Okay, right. I've got a feeling I'm going to be turning the volume up and down a lot because some of these tracks are a lot quieter than others. Okay, have I got that right? Yep, that goes on the top. Have you got a YouTube channel? Says Longy. Yes, I have Longy. YouTube is same as TikTok, Ashbridge Industries. I don't post anything exclusive on YouTube. It's pretty much just anything that I post on TikTok, I also put up on YouTube. But by all means, go and subscribe over there if you're interested. Have I seen the Minecraft movie yet, says Danny. I haven't, Danny, no. Like I say, I'm still not actually planning... I don't have any hard plans to go and see the Minecraft movie. Is it even still showing? Oh, I don't like this one. But yeah, I'm not really bothered about seeing the Minecraft movie. I'll probably watch it eventually when it's on TV. But I'm not really that interested in going to the cinema to see it or anything like that. It's not my cup of tea, to be honest. This is a really weird track. I'm going to skip to the next one. This playlist, by the way, I found a playlist that's basically every single piece of music from the game. So there's some stuff that's less good. Sorry, but that's the way it goes. Trust me, it's nothing special, says Harry. Yeah, I mean, I think, to be quite honest, it doesn't really look like a film that would interest me. I haven't seen it, so I don't know for definite, but I feel like it's the kind of film where they just point and say, look, Minecraft thing. If it's actually a really great piece of cinema, then by all means correct me, but I really just feel like it's the sort of film where they're like, look, obsidian, look, a creeper, and that's the whole film. So, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the impression that I get of the film without having actually seen it. Where did you purchase the Lego from? Says Danny. I buy most of my Lego I buy from the Lego website. I just buy it straight from Lego themselves. Occasionally I will head to my nearest Lego shop, which in my case is in the Meadowhall Shopping Centre. But yeah, most of the Lego that I buy for myself, I buy it online from Lego's official website. Hello, Lucy. How are you doing? Tazka says when it's almost all A-list actors, it tends to not be that good of a film, I feel. Yeah, I think that sort of... It's never a good sign, is it? I think, like I say, if it's the kind of thing you'd do if it was a film where they just point and say, look at that. You know what I mean? The fact that most of the actors in it are like big names just tells me that they've got the big actors because the actual content of the film is not that great on its own, right? So they have to have the big actors in it to make people actually give a shit. Are you a Sheffield Steelers fan, says Chris. Not really, Chris. I'm not really into sport, generally speaking. I've never been a particularly sporty person, so sorry. By the way, this bit that we're building right now, I think, is one side of the creeper, like its right-hand side of its body. So, and this appears to be the torso. This is like the core of the creeper. Okay, and we're nearly finished with bag 1 as well, by the way. And then we'll be on to bag 2. There's 6 bags. Don't know how long the set's going to take, but it's significantly smaller than the insect collection, and it's smaller than the crafting table as well. So I don't think it's going to take the full 3 hours. So this stream might be a bit shorter than usual, but we'll see how we go. Okay, that looks about right. Love this as well. Again, it is pixel perfect. Like every single stud is pixel accurate to the game, which is really cool. That's what I love about these sorts of Minecraft sets. I was saying earlier, I'm not really a big fan of Lego Minecraft in general because a lot of the sets are like play sets aimed towards kids. But occasionally they do more of these detailed display pieces like the creeper and the crafting table and so on. So this is really right up my street. This is the sort of thing that I'm interested in. I've slowed down on Lego and now into model kits. Similar feel, says Tasker. Oh, do you mean like Airfix and Revel, that sort of thing? Because I used to be really big on the Airfix as well. Not so much these days, but I used to have quite a few Airfix models. Okay, wait. There we go. Oh, like Gundam. Oh, that sort of stuff, Tazka. Oh, I see. Yeah, I've got a friend who's into that sort of stuff. Not really my cup of tea. Like I say, I'm more of more into the Airfix sort of modelling. Had quite a few back in the day: Spitfire, Lancaster Bomber, Hurricane, that sort of stuff. Only a few pieces left, and then we'll be on to the next bag. Okay. 30 odd people in live, love to see it, says Keys. Yes, it's always nice, Keys, to have a few more viewers than usual. That being said, I have had more on occasion. Back when I first started streaming, actually, I got way more viewers than I do nowadays. I don't know why. Not to get all conspiratorial, but I feel like once you get past 5K, TikTok doesn't push your videos to the For You page as much. Because I got from 0 to 5K in like 3 months, and then it took me another 6 months to get from 5K to 6K. So again, not to sound too conspiratorial, but I feel like when you get to certain milestones, the algorithm pushes your content less, if that makes sense. And then obviously when you get to like 10K or whatever, then they start pushing it again. That's my theory anyway. And like I say, I do have evidence for this, because I was growing really, really quickly at the end of last year. But then as soon as I hit 5K, my follower count just completely flatlined. And it's like been a much slower climb from that point. GG says XX and XY chromosomes and nothing else exists. 1, no, you're wrong. And 2, that has nothing to do with being trans. So, anywho, we're now on to bag 2. So bag 1, like I say, we got the core of the creeper and we got one side of the body. So bag 2 presumably is going to be the other side of the body, and then maybe the legs. Mini bag again. I think all of these have got mini bags in. Wow, you're a fast builder, says Longy. I actually do build, normally I do build Lego quite fast. Obviously I'm going a bit slower because we're streaming, and I'm talking to you guys as well. But God, I remember when I was a kid, I used to, basically every Christmas I'd get like 5 or 6 Lego sets, because everyone, like I would just ask every member of my family to get me Lego. So on Christmas Day, I'd open like 5 different Lego sets, and then by Boxing Day, they'd all be finished already. I used to just really be so fast with the Lego building. Am I a huge Lego fan? Absolutely, Longy, yeah. I don't have as much Lego now as I used to. As a kid, I had like massive, like 2 massive tubs full of Lego, like really huge tubs of it. But I gave away most of my Lego when I went to university because there wasn't really space for me to take it with me. So most of the Lego that I had as a kid, I no longer have. With the exception of a few bits and pieces that I kept around. So over the last few years, I've basically started my Lego collection from scratch, and it's gotten to a decent point now. I do have quite a lot now, but like I say, nowhere near as much as I used to have before I gave it all away. Do love Lego. I like the Star Wars UCS one, says George. Oh, George, my dream Lego set is, well, my 2 dream Lego sets are the UCS Millennium Falcon and the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer. Absolutely want both of those sets. And also the Titanic. The Titanic is one of my dream sets as well. If someone just came up to me and said, here's £2,000, I'd be buying those 3 Lego sets and nothing else. Genuinely. Those sets have been on my wish list for so long. GG, I'm not reading that, GG. Shut up. Go away. I've got more important things to do with my time. Have you seen the August release for the B1 on the speeder? I haven't yet, George. I haven't been paying much attention to the upcoming releases. I normally do, but I've been a little bit out of the loop recently. How much is the Titanic set, says David Barr? I think it's $650, or it might be less. It might be under $600. But the 2 UCS sets, I believe, are $650 each as well. The Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon. So they're very expensive sets. And Lego in general, you know, it's more expensive now than it's ever been. Everything's more expensive now than it's ever been. But Lego in particular, it can get quite pricey these days. So I just buy what I can. When I've got a bit of cash to spare, you know, I'll maybe get a £50 set or a £30 set. But I don't normally have the money put aside to get larger sets. Like I say, I do have a few dream sets that I'd like if I had that sort of disposable income. But I'm happy just buying a small set every couple of months, you know, and just slowly building up my collection like that. There we go. Nice music, this, by the way. This is from Tricky Trials. It's called Komorebi. Haven't really heard much of the music from the last 2 updates. David says, I've been thinking of getting into Lego, but it is too expensive. It definitely is an expensive hobby, David. But you know, there are some fairly decent budget sets that you can get. A range that I personally would recommend is the Botanical Collection. I currently have the Bamboo, the Chrysanthemum, and the Plum Blossom from the Botanicals range. They're £25 each. And they're all absolutely fantastic. They're really, really great display pieces, and they're not too expensive compared to a lot of other sets at the minute. So you can there are some like hidden gems that you can get on a decent budget, but yeah, generally speaking, it's an expensive hobby. And as someone with many other expensive hobbies, you know, I can't give them all the same attention all the time, you know. I think you might be onto something there, Harry. Okay, I think these are the legs, by the way. We haven't really been talking about the set too much. I think these are the legs because they're articulated like that. So we'll see as we go on. Thanks for following David Barr, by the way. Where was I? There. Lots of small bricks in this set as well, because obviously it's a Minecraft set and it's like pixel accurate to the game. There's lots of pieces that are just 1x1 tiles or 1x1 bricks, because they're representing like each individual pixel, which does inflate the piece count a bit, but I'm not complaining. Excuse me. Are you taken, says Pete. I'm not, Pete, but I'm not looking at the minute. Thanks very much. You can make any set into a Millennium Falcon, says Tazka. You can indeed, Tazka, with the right attitude. I mean, it's Lego, isn't it? At the end of the day, you can build anything. Use your imagination, you can build whatever you like. But I think I will be keeping this one as a creeper. I'm just saying. Okay, sort of coming together with the legs there. They're not very strong at the minute, but they're going to be a lot wider when we're done. By the looks of the box, it can stand on just two legs. Like you can pose the legs a bit so that it's only balancing on two of them. But we'll see if that holds true when we get there. What are you building? Says Shovel Harry. We are currently building this, the Lego Minecraft Creeper. New set just came out this month, I think, at the start of this month. And we're currently on bag 2 of 6. How much was the set, says Tazka? This set was £35, which is... Let me just turn the music down a little bit. This set was £35, which is not bad for a Lego Minecraft set. The Minecraft sets as well have a bit more of a higher price tag because they're, because of the brands. The same thing with a lot of licensed sets. Lego's own sets will be a bit cheaper than licensed sets like Minecraft and Star Wars and so on and so forth. But even for a licensed range like Minecraft, £35 is not the most expensive, you know. Especially compared to the crafting table. I'll show you the crafting table in a bit that I bought last year. The crafting table was, I think, £80, which is a lot more considering how big the actual set is overall. But again, we'll talk more about that later. I'll do a bit of a tour of the room later and I'll show you the other sets that I've got. But yeah, this one, £35. Back up again. Oh, it's airy! Oh, this is one of my favourite tracks by Lena Raine. I'm actually currently working on a piano cover of this one. I have no idea when it's going to be ready. But for anyone who's interested in my piano content, I am working on a piano version of this track because it is absolutely one of my favourite tracks in all of Minecraft. Definitely, I think, the best track by Lena Raine. I'll try not to talk too much so you can hear it. We're on to the other leg now, by the way. Why is your voice so deep, says Jack Hum? Testosterone. The same will happen to you when you go through puberty. That's just how it goes. That's male puberty for you. The future I aspire to have, says Monsieur. Yeah, this is the life, honestly, Monsieur. I mean, if you don't mind a few negative comments, which I don't, you know, this is the life. I just get to be myself, build Lego, and stream it. It's great. Can't complain. Okay. Oh, this is the top of the... Ah, okay. So that's just one leg, but you can see there that it's at its full width now. So there's 4 legs total, so it's going to be twice as wide as this, and obviously there's going to be the legs on the back as well. Excuse me just a second. Hi, by the way. There we go. Okay. Yourself is the best way to be. I agree, Rochelle. It's a great feeling, you know. Like I say, as much as people try to get me down, they never will. I know that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life, and I have absolutely no regrets about coming out as trans and about being who I am. Song name, says Landers. This song is called Airy. It's from I think it's from Caves and Cliffs, the Caves and Cliffs update. Like I say, absolutely one of my favourite Minecraft tracks, and definitely my favourite by Lena Raine. Have you a PC you game on, or console, says Monsieur? I am a PC gamer. My PC's under the desk. I don't know if you'll not be able to see it from this angle, but I'll show you later. I've got a gaming PC. I've also got a PS1, which I'll also show you later. We'll do a room tour in a bit, and I'll show you all the goodies, all the stuff that you want to see. Well, maybe not all the stuff you want to see, because quite a few of you apparently want to see my dick, which I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality of going online and just asking the first person that you see to show you their dick, but that's the life that you live when you're a trans person on the internet. You get those sort of comments every fucking day. First Last says, to be honest, I want to see the top half, but there's really nothing going on in the top half. First Last, this is all padding. There's nothing under there. So sorry to disappoint you. And then just the plate tiles on top. Hi YNWA, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Are the Minecraft sets a good build, says Panda? Like I was saying earlier, Panda, I think Lego Minecraft in general... I'm not a huge fan of, because a lot of the sets are like play sets that are more targeted towards kids. But every now and then they do release these more detailed sets that are more suitable for adults, like this one, for example, the Creeper that I'm building right now. This is a really great like display piece. So yeah, in general, a lot of the sets I would say are a bit more oriented towards kids. But they do occasionally do some good sets that are nice for just as display pieces, like this one. Okay, there we go. We have got 2 of the legs complete now. Looking good. I'll pop them here. Panda says, that's what I was thinking, wasn't sure to pick them up. Yeah, like I say, there are some sets out there that are worth getting, but generally speaking, there isn't a massive deal of sets that are not aimed at kids, you know? Oh, it says 2 times, so I'm supposed to build another one of these exactly the same, so we're going to have to turn back a few pages. One sec. There we go. Your masculine voice is so hot, says Brogan. Thanks, Brogan. I've learned to accept my voice, you know. I've never been a big fan of the sound of my own voice, but I've learned, you know, having a deep voice as a trans woman pisses people off, and as long as it keeps pissing people off, I'm fine with it, you know. I'm glad to know that just having a deep voice is enough to annoy people to such an extent. So yeah, not the biggest fan of my own voice, but as long as it keeps annoying people, I'll keep using it, you know. Oh, wrong piece. No, that is the right piece. Ooh. There we go. Favorite flavor of Monster Munch, says Next to a Mountain. You know, Next to a Mountain, I haven't had Monster Munch for years. I don't think I can even remember the flavors of Monster Munch. I was always more of a Space Raiders kid. You know, I liked Space Raiders. I liked the cheese and pickle Space Raiders. Gabriella May says, so basically you have a pleasure annoying people? Yeah, I mean, that's not why I am trans. I'm not trans to annoy people, but me being trans does annoy people, and that's a nice bonus, you know. Because at the end of the day, I'm literally here building Lego. I'm literally just sat here playing with Lego. And the fact that me just being here playing with Lego is enough to piss people off, I just find it funny. Fred SWFC, how are your veins so visible on your arms, if you don't mind asking? That's because I am underweight. Fred, I am not a healthy weight. I can't help it. I've always been underweight. It somewhat runs in the family. My granddad was he basically weighed the same from the ages of 18 to 70 when he died. And I think I'm probably going to end up the same way, because no matter how much I try, I can never seem to put weight on or take it off. I've just, like, consistently have stayed at the same weight for the last 10 years, and probably will continue to stay the same for the rest of my life. Fast metabolism, says Mason. Yeah, that's it. It's a blessing and a curse, you know. It does mean I don't have to eat too much to fill me up, but it also means that I blow away in a light breeze. Oh, this is a good one. Is this a music disc? It is. It's blocks. Who likes blocks? What's there's a good question for the chat. What's everyone's favourite Minecraft music disc? If you're into Minecraft, what's your favourite music disc? I'll tell you mine in a minute, and you'll not be happy because it's controversial. But I'll tell you mine in a minute. Pigstep, says Danny. You know what, Danny? Actually, Pigstep might be my favourite as well. I absolutely love Pigstep. It's just so unlike anything else in Minecraft, and yet it works. You know, it fits. But I have another favourite in mind that people probably won't agree with. because it's like universally regarded as not being a good piece of music. Do you like trains, says Danny. I do indeed, Danny. Big fan of trains. I've got a few models around my room that I'll show you later. In fact, I have a model railway. I have an N-gauge layout. In fact, I'll just on that shelf there is my current N-gauge layout. It's a bit small, but I don't really have room for a bigger layout at the minute. But back in my teens, I had a massive circle, a massive loop layout. But yeah, I just don't have the space for a big layout at the minute, which is why I've just got a little shelf. But I'll show you that later if you're interested in seeing the train related stuff. Okay, we're about halfway through the second pair of legs right now. It's coming together. There's the first set completed, and here's the second set, which is halfway done. Are you on estrogen, says Libby Lou? I'm not, Libby, no. Estrogen is definitely something that I want to do at some point. I do want to do HRT. But I don't really consider it that much of a priority, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I don't really consider it too much of a priority for me personally, to be honest. I don't really have massive amounts of gender dysphoria. I'm certainly not interested in any kind of surgery or anything like that. But like I say, I would like to do HRT eventually. I do want to wait till I have the money to do it privately, because I have absolutely no intention of joining the NHS waiting list, because if I'd joined that waiting list the day I came out, I'd still be on it now 5 years later. You know, there's no point in even attempting that at this point. Like I say, I want to wait till I'm a bit more financially stable and look at doing it privately through Gender Care or Gender GP or whatever it might be. Actually, no, one of those was in a bit of trouble recently, wasn't it? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Greg says, right, I'm throwing my Lego in the bin now too. Great, go ahead, Greg. Would you want your child to go through a change? I don't have a child. But you could ask my dad if he wanted his child to go through the change, that being me. And he'd probably say yes, because he's very supportive of me. But me personally, I don't have kids. I'd like to one day, but I'm in no rush. Have you had top surgery, says Libby? Nope, none of that either. This is all padding. This is fake boobs. Like I say, the reason that I want to go on HRT is because I would like to have something up here, but the downstairs department, I'm really not bothered. I'm happy with what I've got, frankly. Okay, last couple of bits, and we will be done with the legs. Here we go. And there we go. 2 sets of legs. Livy says, your hair's so healthy. Do you have a hair care routine? Not really, Livy. I don't do anything special with my hair. I just wash it regularly, you know, with Head and Shoulders, because I used to have quite bad dandruff. I don't anymore because I use Head and Shoulders. But yeah, literally just shampoo is all. I don't put any conditioner in it. I don't put any, anything else in it. I literally just wash it a couple of times a week with shampoo. That's it. Maybe I'm just lucky to not really have to put too much effort into looking after my hair. Okay, we are now going to attach the legs to the body. Head and Shoulders is bad for your hair, isn't it? Says Xander. I mean, people say that, but I've been using it since I came out, and my hair is this long. Hold on. There you go. There's my hair. Like I say, I've been using Head and Shoulders for years, and my hair's great. So Livy says Head and Shoulders is actually quite good, especially if you've never dyed it. Yeah, I've never dyed my hair. I've never been interested. I like my hair the way it is. I like the colour that it is. I like, I don't style it. I don't dye it. I don't do anything like that. Pretty much, it's always either down or in a ponytail. I don't really do anything more adventurous with it than that. Have you made any of the Lego sports cars, says Richard Sully. I have, Richard. I have the Lotus Evija, which, actually, I'll show you it in just a second. I'm just going to put the legs on this, if I can figure out how, and then I'll show you real quick before we go on to the next bag. Ah, okay, these go together like this. Right. And then that goes there. Ah, okay. So here we go. So it's starting to come together now. There are some front panels for the legs, so the legs aren't quite finished. But there we have our fully articulated legs there, all four of them. And we got one half of the body, so it's coming together quite nicely. Before we do the next bag, though, because Richard was asking, I'll just go and grab the Lotus and show you it. There we go, there's the Lego Speed Champions Lotus Evija. I'm not really a car person, to be honest, but they are good sets, so I thought I'd grab this. I would like to get the new Shelby. I don't know if it's out yet or if it's only just been announced, but they're doing a Speed Champions Shelby. I forget which model, but it looks really good. I'd like to get that. But yeah, that's the Lotus Evija there. The original green too. Yeah, it's a really nice colour as well. Nice model there. Have you got a YouTube channel, says Riley. I do, Riley. It's the same name as TikTok, Ashbridge Industries. I don't post anything exclusive on YouTube, though. I only post the videos that I post on TikTok. I post them as a backup on YouTube, but you can go and watch them over there if you're interested. I'm just going to go and put this back, and then we're going to open bag number 3. There we go. It's called Racing Green, says Rev. Thank you, Racing Green. Thank you, Rev. I nearly called you Racing Green then. Where did you get the posters from? These posters here, Jay, are from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 25. It's also where I got the ignition lock, which you may have seen me use in my Farming Sim streams. But yeah, they're from the collector's edition of FS25. There's a third one. Excuse me. There's a third one there. So 3 posters in total. And previously I did have the posters from FS22 up as well, but obviously I replaced them with the 25 versions. Do you play Farming Sim, says Harley? Yes, I play Farming Sim on stream every Friday, Harley, so if you're interested in watching me play Farming Sim, do come along on Friday. We're currently playing on a map called Moss Valley, which is based on Sheffield. Really cool map, really enjoying it so far. So again, if you're interested in Farming Sim, you can join me on Fridays for that. Okay, we are on to bag number 3. Make sure we got everything out of it. There we go. Do you play multiplayer, says Panda? Not at the minute, Panda. Sorry, not at the minute, Panda. I did when it first came out. I did have a server for a while, but it didn't really seem like it didn't really seem worth the price because I only ever really used it when I was streaming on Fridays. So no, I haven't really played much multiplayer on FS25. Not yet, anyway. Would you ever cut your hair? No. I actually don't want to ever cut my hair. I actually have a video about this. You might have to scroll back a bit in my profile to find it, but if you're interested, I do have a video where I talk about my hair, because when I was growing up, I used to have a buzz cut, pretty much, you know, for my basically from the ages of 5 to 18, I had a buzz cut because I hated my hair. I hated looking after hair, so I just used to have it shaved off. So then when I came out as trans, I really wanted to embrace my hair. You know, I really wanted to say, right, from now on, I'm going to look after it and I'm going to grow it as much as I possibly can. And I haven't had a haircut since. It's been over 5 years since I last had a haircut, and I'd like to keep it that way. Do you speak to your parents, says FBell? I certainly do, FBell. I do speak to my parents. My dad, in particular, is a very vocal supporter. He's always been by my side. My mum and stepmum also have always fought in my corner. And actually, I've got a couple of Lego sets from my parents as well that I'll show you later when we do a little bit of a tour of the room. But yes, I'm on speaking terms with my parents. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, there are parents who do love their children unconditionally, such as mine. Not to brag, but my parents kind of love me. Do yours. There. We're doing the other side of the body, by the way, at the minute. So we got one side here. We're currently working on this side. This is some interesting music as well. I've not heard this one yet. Sounds a bit Sonic. Haters be haters, says Rihanna. They do indeed. They do indeed. But, you know, water off a duck's back at this point. I've been out for 4 years now. I have heard literally every insult possible. There is literally nothing you can say to me that I haven't already been told 50 times. So, absolutely nothing surprises me anymore. I've literally heard it all. Okay, so there is the... Wait, hang on. Oh, okay, these are actually the front and back. So we got a front panel here. Wait, other way around. Like that. Is that right? Yes, there we go. There we go, there's the front panel. And then we got the same again for the back. Are you a little girl, maybe, says Alex. I'm 26, mate. I'm 26 years old. Just to clarify. Have you ever played Crash Bandicoot on PS1, says Robbie. I have, Robbie. Oh, Crash Bandicoot, one of my childhood favourites. I used to play that game so much on the PS1. I don't currently own it. You can see here, I do have a PS1, but I don't have a copy of Crash Bandicoot at the minute. I am on the lookout for one, though. I have a small collection of games for the PS1 at the minute. I've got Medieval 1 and 2, Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, Ape Escape, and the original Tomb Raider. But I am looking to... I'm always looking to expand my PS1 collection. Just get a digital copy, says JJ Brev. I mean, I could do. but that's not the point, is it? Watch farming sim setup, says Harley. My farming sim setup is here. You can see just here the steering wheel and side panel. Those are from the Logitech G Heavy Equipment Bundle. Then I've got a beacon light from the Collector's Edition of FS22. I've got an ignition lock from the Collector's Edition of FS25. And that's pretty much it in terms of the farming sim stuff. Could I connect them with PS5, says Harley. I'm not sure, Harley. I'm not sure if the farming sim, if the Logitech wheel works on the PS5. You're asking the wrong person, to be honest, because I don't have a PS5. Is it quite pricey, says Adam. The steering wheel and side panel were £230 for the lot. The beacon light was only a £5, because I got it on Facebook Marketplace. The ignition lock, that was £60, but that's because it came with the collector's edition of FS25, which I pre-ordered. So not too expensive, really. The steering wheel, it's quite a low-end steering wheel. I've said it many times before. I would like to upgrade to a better wheel at some point. But if you're like just getting into farming sim and you want to get your first wheel, this one's a really good one to start with because it's quite cheap and it's, you know, pretty durable. It's just, you know, does what it says on the tin. It's not the most expensive piece of kit, but you get what you pay for. Do you have to get the side panel? You can buy the side panel on its own, but you can't buy the wheel on its own, unless you buy it on like eBay or whatever. You can't buy it brand new. Us taxpayers paid for that, says JJ Breb. No, you didn't. I paid for that with my own money. Thanks for following, Adam F. Oh, whoops. Yeah, from Pip. Nope, don't claim Pip. Don't claim Pip. Don't claim Universal Credit. Don't claim whatever else. I'm not on benefits. I don't know why people assume that I am. Well, I do know why people assume that I am. But let's not go there. What's the Farming Sim posters, says JJJ. Once again, those are from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 25. That one is a spreadsheet of all the different products in the game, crops, productions, stuff like that. That one's all the different production facilities, and then this one is the crop calendar. That's the most useful one, the crop calendar. I actually do use that when I'm playing the game. Rather than going to check the crop calendar in-game, I can just look at the poster on my wall. So, how easy is Farming Sim to get into, says Panda? It's fairly easy. If you play on Riverbend Springs, which is the American map in FS25, it's got a tutorial. All of the games have one map that has a full tutorial on it, so it'll teach you all the basics that you need to know. It's really not too difficult to get into. The thing is, though, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. You can kind of. It's one of those games where you get out what you put into it, right? So if you want to do the more complex stuff, you can. But if you want to keep it simple and just do the basic planting and harvesting cycle, you can do that as well. So it's a pretty accessible game. It's a pretty accessible game to get into, I'd say. Okay, this is coming along very nicely. We've now got almost the entirety of the body done. We've just got one more side, and then I think we're onto the head. Shitload of products on the poster, says JJ. Yes, there are so many products in FS25. It's insane. You need a poster to keep track of them all, you know? Could you please show me the control panel? I certainly can, yeah. Let's have a quick look. Here's the control panel. There we go. We got a little shifter here. There's 25 buttons, and there's a little wheel here as well. Pretty good stuff. I would say, although the bundle itself, although the wheel in particular is quite cheap, the side panel is one of the best side panels you can get, like without a doubt. And you can buy the side panel on its own without the wheel. So if you already have a wheel and you want a side panel, I highly recommend the Logitech heavy equipment panel. It is one of the best side panels on the market, even if the wheel is a bit crap. You're very pretty. Thank you, Sophie. Is it a gaming PC? Yes, I do have a gaming PC. If you want to know more about my PC, please check out my second pinned video. I have a video breaking down the cost of everything, where I got everything from, and how much it all cost. My PC, monitors, peripherals, everything else. So if you're interested in any part of my setup and you're curious about how much it was or where to get it from, do please consider checking out that video, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. What are you making? I'm currently making a creeper. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. When it's finished, it's going to look like this. So it's coming along nicely. Okay, where am I? There. How do you know what pieces go go where, says Fred. I've got the instruction book right here, Fred. You might not be able to see it when it's on the table, but I've got my instruction book. What's the music, says Catman Charlie. This particular track is Cat. It's one of the music discs. I would say this is a pretty good music disc. It's up there. I still haven't told you my favourite music disc, by the way. But I have told you that it's a controversial one, so if you want to guess what my favourite music disc is, go ahead and guess, and I'll tell you in a minute. And there's a few pieces left over. I'm not sure. Oh no, there's a few more steps. There we go. Got that the right way around. Yep. Note Block, says Fred. Is there a music disc called Note Block? There's a music disc called Blocks, which is not my favourite. When are you going to play Farming Sim, says David. On Friday, David. I always play Farming Sim on Fridays. So do come along on Friday if you're interested in that. And there we have it, our right-hand side of our creeper here. Let's click it into place. And with that, the torso is complete all the way around, all four sides. So there's just the head now and a few more details on the legs still to come, but it is looking pretty damn good. I'm liking it, and it's a good size as well. Now that I've built most of it, I can get a feel for how tall the overall set is, because it's not very easy to tell from just the box art. I know what music disc is your fave, says JJ Brev. What do you think my favourite music disc is, JJ Brev? Do tell. Okay, we're on to bag number 4. So we are more than halfway through the build now. Bag 4 of 6. Interestingly, by the way, I don't think there were any spares in bags 2 or 3. So far, we only have 3 spares from the entire set, all of which are tiles. Those are the only spares we've had in the first 3 bags, which is interesting. There's normally quite a few spares, but in this set apparently not. I need a quick drink. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, by the way, it's Irn-Bru. Love a good Irn-Bru. Okay, here we go. I think we're on to the front parts of the legs now, because it says to build 4 of these next things, so I'm going to try and build all 4 at once this time. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you build animals, says JKS. I could build animals, yeah. I've got a fair collection of spare parts at this point, because I've been collecting for a few years now, so I do have enough. I'm starting to finally get to the point where I've got enough spare pieces that I can build some more of my own stuff. At the minute, I've only got a few sets that I've actually built myself. Most of it is like official Lego sets with official instructions. But I've got a few bits and pieces that I built myself. Some of which I've already shown in my Lego tour videos, some of which I'll show in future. I do have another Lego tour video coming out tomorrow, by the way. So if you're interested in my Lego tour series, we're on part 4, which is going to be coming out tomorrow. Or if you're a member of the Patreon, you can see it right now. Shout out to Patreon, by the way. I'll talk more about that later. I want to order the Titanic, says Catman Charlie. So do I, Charlie. So do I. Like I say, if I had 650 quid to just throw away on Lego, I would buy the Titanic in a heartbeat. But it's unfortunately I can't justify a purchase of that size at the moment. Maybe one day. Pipe dream, but maybe one day. And the Paris. Oh, the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, that's another really cool set. Largest Lego set ever, I believe, right? Oh no, because then they did the world map one that like beat it by one piece. I got the massive large cat. Oh, the tuxedo cat. That looks like a really cool set as well. That's I could imagine myself having a set like that, because we had a cat called Gizmo. He was a tuxedo cat. He was like 13. We had him for many years, and I think it'd be nice to have a Lego tuxedo cat as a sort of memento of that. I miss him. I do miss Felix. We got 3 other cats now, and they're all great. But yeah, honestly, best cat I ever had was Felix. I should share some pictures of him. I've never shared pictures of him on TikTok before. Maybe I should. I'll put in the Discord. I have 7 cats. Wow, Charlie, 7. Damn, and I'm guessing they're a different. You know, I'm guessing there's a good mix of different colours and different coats. Well, I don't know. Maybe you've got 7 cats that are all exactly the same. I don't know. You tell me. Okay, legs are coming together now. Ah, okay, this is where we're onto the toes now. For some reason, for some reason in this set they've decided to add texture to the creeper's toes. I don't know what was going through the minds of the designers over at LEGO, but this is the only part of the set where the studs are visible instead of just plain tiles. So, you know, I don't work at LEGO. Wasn't my decision. But you can see quite clearly here the toes are textured. The toes are textured. They just are. I don't know why. I don't know whose decision that was, but they are the only part of the build that isn't flat. How much money is the FS Collector's Edition, says Cormac? £60, Cormac. Or at least it was £60 to pre-order. It might have come down a bit now because the game's been out for a few months. But I would recommend getting the Collector's Edition if you can get your hands on it. You do get the ignition lock, which is game-changing. It's really cool. As well as the 3 posters. You get the game itself. You get the 16-bit edition. You get the soundtrack, the modding tutorials. Not the soundtrack. Don't know why I said that. You get the modding tutorials. You get some stickers and cards for like different brands and stuff like that. Not a bad little, not a bad collection really. It's more or less the same as the collector's edition of FS 22. Sorry. Obviously, the 22 edition had the beacon light in it, so it's essentially the same bundle but with the ignition lock instead. But I would recommend it. It's definitely worth getting if you're into farming sim. If you're like big into farming sim, I'd recommend getting the collector's edition. Okay, that's 3. 3 legs done. This is an interesting track, Alpha. I don't think I've really listened to this one before. The stream's starting to die down a little bit now. All the trolls have gotten bored and moved on, so it's just the actual viewers left now, which is nice. I like it when it gets to this point in the stream, you know. Is it okay if I ask why you became trans? I completely understand if not, though, says Jed Hill. It's a big question, Jed, that's the thing. I definitely don't mind answering it, but it's not really a question with a straightforward answer, you know. It's a very big question, which is why I do have a video on the subject. If you're interested in knowing more, I do have a video. It's the very first video on my profile, pinned right at the top, so as soon as you go to my profile, you can see that video, which explains it in a lot of detail. But if you want a short answer, you know, just sort of summing up, I was always very uncomfortable with myself as a teenager, which is pretty normal for teenagers. You know, teenagers do tend to go through that phase of self-consciousness and not liking their body, their image, you know, whatever else. So at the time, as a teenager, I didn't really question that it was anything more serious than just, you know, your usual teenage hormones, right? But then I got to adulthood, you know, I finished puberty, and those feelings still sort of lingered around, which is when I started to ask myself if there might be some deeper meaning behind them, if they, you know, if they might actually mean something. And I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of asking myself the big questions. You know, it's never a decision that you just make overnight. It's not something that you just wake up one day and realize. It takes a lot of time and a lot of self-reflection. But eventually I reached the conclusion that I would be happier if I had been born a girl and if I lived as a woman. And so I came out to my family, came out to my friends, and I've been out ever since. I've never looked back. I've never regretted it for a second. I am so much more confident and comfortable in myself now than I could ever have imagined was even possible. So I know that I've gone down the right path. You know, I know that it's not just a phase. I know that I'm not confused. I know that it's real. Because I just have so much more joy and confidence now than I ever had before. So thanks for the question, Jed. Like I say, if you want a longer answer to that question, do check my pinned video, which is a bit more of a long-winded explanation of it. But that's the basic gist of it. Can't add picture to Discord, says Catman Charlie. I'm not sure why that is, Charlie. I will look into it later. Obviously, I can't check Discord right now while I'm building, but I'll take a look later and see if I can sort that out for you. Ooh, come on, there we go. Okay, looks like there's a few more spares in this bag. But there's the 4 legs done. Okay, yeah, a couple more spares. Still not many, but a couple. And it's time now to put the front on the legs. So they just clip onto the front here like this. And, oh, that's a full-sized creeper leg. Look at that. Brilliant. One there. And then 2 at the back. Look at that. Okay, now that is starting to look like a creeper. That is really good. All that's missing now is the head. That's absolutely incredible. The legs, again, are articulated. I do want to test if it can actually stand with the legs articulated. Yeah, it can do. I don't know if the legs, because of how heavy they are, I don't know if they'll, like, slowly go back down again if I just leave it. Like you can see there, if I lift it up all the way, it does dip a little bit. So I don't know how strong the legs are. I don't know how well they'll stay upright. But you can articulate the legs. You can have it look like it's in motion, like it's walking along, which is very nice. Okay, with that, we are on to bag 5, which is the head. So we'll put the body to one side, we'll put the legs back down, and let's get started on the head. Again, I know I've not been talking too much about the set, but it's a good set. I have enjoyed it so far. It's pretty basic in terms of the building techniques, because it's mostly just tiles on top of plates. There's nothing really too complicated in terms of building techniques. So I can see how if I was building it on my own, it might get a little bit monotonous after a while. But that being said, it's not too big of a set, so it's you know, I think it balances out. I am enjoying it. Okay, and let me just, there we go. We're now onto the head. Are we back on Sweden? Oh no, it's Wet Hands. This is another classic. Oh, the sun's just gone in. That's my face will be a bit washed out whenever the sun goes in, because it's drowned out by the desk lights. Oh, by the way, I never actually mentioned I never actually mentioned what my favourite music disc was, but I think I can now reveal the controversial favourite. My favourite music disc is Stahl. I like Stahl. I just like it. I know it gets a lot of flack. I know people hate Stahl. It's not a very popular music disc, but I like it. What can I say? So there you go. Now you know the truth. Now you know the truth about me. My favourite music disc is Stahl. If you want to unfollow at this point, then go ahead. But I've said my piece. I just think it's cool. It's quirky. You know, it's different. I like that. I respect that. Saul, do you reckon you'll ever find love? Says Charlie. I hope so. I hope so. I'm not, like I say, I'm not really on the lookout for anything at the minute. I'm perfectly happy on my own, to be honest. I've never really worried too much about finding a partner. You know, back in school when everyone was chasing each other around and you know, everyone was in like week-long relationships with everyone else. I was never really bothered. I was perfectly happy just going along at my own pace, and I still am. You know, I'm. It's just not really a priority for me. I don't really. It'd be nice one day. Don't get me wrong. I'd when I'm ready, but I'm fine as I am. I'm happy enough on my own. You know. Okay, 2 of these. I'm not sure why one side's got a white piece and one side's got a black piece. The head's asymmetrical for some reason. But maybe it'll all become apparent as we go. Okay, these... Let me turn it round. Oh no, I can't turn it round because then I'll get confused about which way I'm facing. You can see it fine from there anyway. And then these. And these. And then 2 more of these. I see. Getting a bit warm in here, by the way. Another scorching day. I haven't checked the temperature, but I mean, you can tell by my outfit that I've dressed for the warm weather, because it is absolutely roasting again today. Apparently, it is going to be above 30 degrees on Friday. And I'm going to be streaming Farming Sim, so that should be fun. I will literally be melting away during that stream, but I'll persevere for you guys. Let me move that a sec so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, whoops. What time are we on, by the way? 16:39. Okay, so we've been at this for just over an hour and a half, and we are making good progress. I think another 20 minutes or so should see it to the end. Then we'll do a little bit of a Q&A, you know, the usual stream wrap-up. But we might end a bit early today. We'll see what happens. You have pretty eyes, says First Last. Thank you, First Last. Honestly, it's going to sound a little bit corny, but I think my eyes are the thing that helped me to come out. Genuinely, I think my eyes are the feature that really helped me the most when I was first questioning myself. That first time that I looked in the mirror and saw myself as a woman, it was the eyes. The eyes were the first thing that I noticed, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense outside of my own head, but, you know, it was just the first thing that I noticed about myself was the eyes. I don't know. I can't really explain it any more than that. They say eyes are the windows to the soul, though, and maybe I saw my soul through those eyes, right? Sorry if that's a little bit soppy and cheesy, but that's how it was. You know, it was a very soppy, cheesy moment, to be honest. When I first realised. Do you ever get depressed? No, I've never never struggled with depression or anything like that. I've had you know, family members and friends, and you know, I know people around me who have had problems with depression. But I myself have been pretty lucky. I've never really had anything like that. I've always been quite happy. Okay, rub it in, says first last. Sorry, first last. But it's true. It's true. That's just the way it is for me. Okay, I think this is the top of the head. First last says, imagine them pretty eyes staring at you while she's on her knees going to town on you. I mean, if you want to imagine that first last, you go ahead. You go right ahead. I won't get in the way of your fantasies. But I will just say right off, I'm not looking for anything like that. Thank you very much. I got this right. Hang on. Yeah. Three. Okay, that's a bit weird. 3 grey pieces in a row. Is that accurate? I don't know. I will have to actually have a look in game, by the way, and compare this and see how accurate this is to the in-game creeper, because obviously it's the right dimensions. It's very accurate size-wise and shape-wise, but I wonder if they have actually got every single pixel perfect. It'll be interesting to take a look and compare. Which I'll probably do in the review video as well. I am going to be doing a review video for this set, by the way, which will be coming probably sometime next month. Obviously, I've got my part 4 of the LEGO tour coming tomorrow, so we'll get that out of the way first. But yes, I will be doing a video reviewing this set, as I did with the insect collection and the crafting table last year. Okay, there we go. The top of the creeper's head. Which means we are very nearly finished. I wonder what's in bag 6 then, because I feel like we've got everything we need here. What could bag 6 possibly have in it? I guess we'll find out. I think the black and white is just colour coordination to make sure that you put everything the right way round. Like when I line it up, the black and white pieces all align. But we'll see, we'll see. Oh, it might be the face, actually. I think bag 6 is the face, because we've got everything here except the face. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, very nearly done. We now clip these two pieces together, and like I said, the black aligns with black and white aligns with white, so it's that way round. No, it's not. I may have built this... Oh shit, I've knocked something on the floor. I may have actually built something the wrong way round here. Hang on. It's an easy fix. I know what I've done wrong. So, oh, whoops. Where'd this come from? Was it a spare? Maybe. You making a creeper? Yes. This is the set that I'm building at the minute. The new Lego Minecraft creeper. We're very nearly done. We're just working on the head at the minute. I don't think it really matters about having these pieces the quote-unquote right way round, because they're inside the head and they're not going to be visible, but I'd prefer to do it properly, you know. Okay, there we go. So now these two pieces clip together, and there is our almost complete head. There's just the face, which is going to go on that side. Looking pretty damn good. And oh, this is where we add the articulation as well. So we've got a little ball joint here. Little ball joint there that clips into the head. There we go. And here we go. Moment of truth. Make sure I got this the right way round. Looks like it. On goes the head. Ooh, woo. Okay, hang on. Oh, blimey! It took a bit of effort to click that into place. Very minor complaint, but yeah, that was a bit stiff. But there's the head, and it is. Look at the articulation on that as well. We literally just got to get the face on, and then it will be all done. But the head has quite a bit of movement. You can move it around however you like. Again, very game accurate. Can't rotate it too much, but it's fairly game accurate. So on to bag 6, the last bag, the final bag of the set, which is going to be the face. Looks amazing, says King of BPL. Thank you very much. It does. It is a really incredible set. And like I say, I think fairly priced as well. I think £35 is a pretty decent price for what you get. What you pro down, She-Her, thanks for asking, Alex. Have you seen the Minecraft movie? I haven't, King of BPL. I'm not actually interested in seeing the movie. Big fan of Minecraft as a game, but I'm just not... The movie just doesn't really entice me. It doesn't really seem like the kind of thing that I'd enjoy. I'll probably see it eventually, but I'm not really too bothered about it. Okay, so here are our final few pieces of the set. This is getting a bit big now. There we go. Final few pieces of the set, just here. And it looks like we're starting with a block of TNT. Obviously a reference to the fact that creepers explode. Actually, I think according to Minecraft lore, they canonically have a block of TNT inside them. So this is quite accurate in that regard. There's your TNT block. If you've got any other LEGO Minecraft sets, this is just the exact same TNT block that appears in other sets. But cool little thing anyway. And now we're on to the face. Looks great, says Dagger. Thanks, Dagger. This is the final stretch. Another 5-10 minutes and we will be finished. Then we'll move on to the Q&A portion. TNT located in their torso or head, though, says MJ. In this set, I think it goes in the head. You can see on the back of the box. Oh yeah, you can see on this picture at the back of the box. There's just enough room inside the head for the Creeper Pig and a block of TNT. Where are you from? Says King of BPL. I am originally from Harrogate in North Yorkshire. I now live in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. I've lived here pretty much my entire life. Apart from when I was at university, I lived in Bath for a few years. But yes, I'm pretty much Yorkshire born and raised. Lived in Doncaster since I was 6 months old. Still live here today. Never really wanted to live anywhere else, to be honest. It's home, you know. Oh, this is a classic right now. We got Dry Hands, which I did a piano cover of way back when. I think like 2021. If you scroll right down to the very bottom of my TikTok profile, you can see some of my earliest piano covers. Apologies in advance for the video quality. What are your pronouns? She, her, thanks for asking. What did you study? I studied game. The official name of the course was Creative Computing, with a specialisation in game design. But yeah, I got a 2-1, very close to a first. I know, you know, everyone says, oh, I was very close to a first, but I genuinely was very close to a first. My lecturer even suggested that I could try and get it remarked, get my dissertation remarked, and it might go up to a first, but I didn't want to risk it going down. So I just took the 2-1, I just accepted it. So yeah, could have got a first, didn't quite, just barely missed out. But I do have a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Finn says, hey girl, glad you're still here. Thanks, Finn. We are well underway with the Creeper now. We're actually almost done. We're just doing the face now, and then we're going to be finished. But obviously, we're not going to end the stream straight away. We are going to do a little bit about a little bit of a Q&A as usual at the end. Brother, what girl do you think talks like this about any subject, bro, let alone comp sci, says Sosa. Do you think that women don't do computing? Do you think that... Because let me tell you something. We actually did an entire module at university about women in computer science. And let me tell you, most of the technology that you take for granted today would not exist without women. It always baffles me when people are like, oh, women aren't interested in computers. Like, where have you been living? Have you been living under a rock for the last 50 years? Women have been integral to computers throughout history. Let's not forget that the very first computer program was written by a woman, Ada Lovelace, and it's because of Ada Lovelace that the word bug even exists in the context of computing today. So women have always had a place in computer science, and they always will. Like I say, it always baffles me when people believe that women aren't interested in computers, because, like, yes, they are. What's good, fella? Says Snig. Interesting username. I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? Oh, the view count's climbing again, folks. I think we might be getting noticed again. We'll find out in a few minutes if the comment section suddenly gets flooded with loads of bloke and transformer comments. Then we'll know that we're back on the For You page. King of BPL says, I went to Oxford, then Cambridge, then to Harvard. Damn, that's some illustrious academic career, King of BPL. Well done. Congratulations. You are going to get trolled. Hope you can handle it. I've been handling it for the last year, so sir. Like I've said before, there is literally nothing on earth that you can tell me that I haven't already been told 50 times before. There's nothing new under the sun, you know? And the thing is as well, like, trolls are always so unoriginal because why put in the effort of making an original comment? So it's always the same 5 comments over and over again. So why would they bother me when I've heard every single comment a million times before, right? What are you making, says the Durbridge. Currently, we are building a creeper from Minecraft. We're almost finished. We're just working on the face right now. You can see the face starting to come together there. I love Minecraft, says L. Me too, L. Absolutely love Minecraft. Big fan. I'll show you my other Lego Minecraft set in a bit. I've got the crafting table from last year. Don't listen to the haters, they're just words. Words can't hurt, says Theme Park Enthusiast. Yeah, honestly, Theme Park Enthusiast, I've never been bothered by what people say because people only say stuff to get a reaction out of you. So if you give them any sort of reaction whatsoever, then you know you're just giving them fuel to continue, right? I've never been bothered by hate comments online. Never have, never will, you know. I have a PhD in law. Nice one, King of BPL. Have you still got the spider? Says Another One Bites the Dust. I'm very sorry to say Another One Bites the Dust. Luna, my pet jumping spider, actually passed away about 3 weeks ago. I am getting a new spider. It's probably going to be within the next couple of weeks, actually. Because at the minute, the enclosure is just sitting empty. There's nothing in there at the minute. But yeah, she died. I'd had her for about 11 months and she was already fully grown when I got her, so I think she was probably about a year old, maybe a year and a half, which is not a bad age for a jumping spider. They normally live for 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 years if you're lucky. So yeah, she lived a pretty average lifespan for a jumping spider, but it was definitely a shock for her to go. I'm sorry to hear that. Not a fan of spiders, but she did look cute. She was incredibly cute. It was very sudden, which I'm kind of glad about, to be honest. She didn't slow down or anything like that. She was just gone one morning, which honestly I think is better. I'd rather. That's how I want to go, you know. Heaven forfend that it happen anytime soon, but when I eventually go, I'd rather just go to sleep and not wake up, you know, rather than be in any pain. And it seemed, you know, she wasn't in any pain. She just didn't wake up one morning, and that was the end of it. So very sad. I was very upset at the time. But they don't live, you know, they just don't live very long. So when you keep spiders, you have to expect that, you know, you have to be ready for them to die at any moment. But I will be getting another one. We'll be getting another jumping spider soon. I'm currently thinking about getting a Phidippus morpheus, the dream jumping spider, which I've never kept before. I've never kept that species before, so it'd be an interesting change. But we'll see what happens. I don't know for definite yet what's going to happen. Okay, and with that, the face is done, and that's a really accurate face. I like that. That's a really great face, which means we're at the end of the set. So we are gonna put the creeper pig and the TNT inside the head, and then we're gonna put the face on, and then we'll be done. Oh, hold on. I've done something slightly wrong, which I'll just correct there. Would you ever get a bigger spider, like a tarantula, says Another One Bites the Dust? Yes, I do want to keep tarantulas eventually. But look, I'll be honest with you, I am not great around spiders. I was terrified of spiders growing up. And it's only by keeping jumping spiders that I've started to overcome my fear. And I would love to eventually get over my fear to the level that I could keep a pet tarantula. But I wanted to start small with jumping spiders and work my way up. But yeah, definitely, at some point in the future, I would love to keep tarantulas. I'm just not ready for that yet, you know. Do you have any older siblings? I don't, AK2. I have 4 younger siblings. I'm the oldest of 5, but I am, you know, no one older. I'm at the top. I'm 26. But yeah, anyway, let's get the face on. Here we go. The pig and the creeper pig and the TNT are all inside. There is the face, and there's our creeper. Look at that. That is so cute. That genuinely is such a cute build. Look at that. That's so amazing. Hope they don't take after you, says Jake Fletcher. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jake Fletcher. None of them are trans, so don't let that concern you. I am the only trans one out of the 5 so far. And just for the record, my brothers and sisters are very supportive. They've always been by my side. You're the oldest sibling, you're meant to set an example. I do set a great example, actually. Well, I like to think I do, not to brag. I'm very present in the lives of my siblings. I have my eldest sibling. She's younger than me, but she's the oldest of the younger siblings. She has a 3-year-old nephew, and I've been very present in his life as well. He calls me his auntie. He's always seen me as his auntie. He's never known any different. So again, thank you for your concern, but my family are very supportive of me. I have never, ever worried about support from my family. They've always been absolutely incredible, and they will continue to be. But anyway, back to the set. We have now finished the creeper, and here it is. What an incredible build. I love the articulation on the head. Look at that. It's really cute. The legs as well can be moved. So I don't know if I'll have it displayed just standing upright like this, or if we'll adjust the legs a little bit to make it look like it's walking. But yeah, that's that. And, oh, hold on. It actually does seem like it might not balance very well with the legs up. At the minute, it's balanced on 2 legs, but it's not the most stable. It shakes a little bit, and especially it's gonna be on display here on my desk, so it might wobble a little bit too much. So I might have to have the legs down for the display. But it's nice to have that option. It is really cool. Really great set. Once again, if you're wondering what set this is the set. It's 21276. It's just called The Creeper. It's a brand new set. It only came out at the start of this month. It's only £35, which is a pretty decent price for a Minecraft set. And I bought it on the official LEGO website, but it's probably in LEGO stores as well at this point. But yeah, great set. Highly recommend. I'm going to just quickly see if I can pop it where it's going to stay over on this shelf. Ooh, the legs don't want to stay up by the looks of it. I thought that might be a problem, so I think the legs are going to have to stay flat. But there we go. Ooh, hold on. there it is on display. And there's the camera, as I mentioned before. There's the retro camera that I also bought not too long ago. But there it is. There is the Creeper on display on my desk. Great set. Really great set. And spares, we have a little handful. There's not too many, but there's a few spare pieces here, mostly just tiles. In fact, it's all just tiles, apart from this one that's a plate. So there's the spares, not too many. But yeah, really good stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go and grab my spares box and put the pieces in, and then I will show you a little bit of a tour of the room, because I know people want to see the other Lego sets that I've got around the place. So if you give me just a moment, I will I will be back with the spares box, and then we'll have a look around. Okay, here's the spares, and the spares box is quite full. I need to get a bigger spares box because I've got quite a lot of spares now. There we go. There's a lot of orange in there. That's from the Halloween pumpkin that I had on display on my desk at the end of last year. Obviously, I've got the bird's nest there now, so I took that set apart. But that's why there's so much orange in there. But that's all the spares. Is that the insect collection on your wall, says Jen? Yes, it is indeed. Like I say, we'll go and take a look at that in just a second. Rarely see big pieces as spares, says Tazco. Well, they're not technically spares, because like I say, they are from the Halloween pumpkin, which I dismantled. It didn't really make sense. You know, I didn't want to have it on display because it wasn't Halloween anymore. So I took the whole set apart, and that's all in the box now. But when it gets back to Halloween time again, I'll probably put the pumpkin back together and we'll have it on the desk again, as we did last year. I'm just going to tidy up a little bit of the rubbish. Fortunately, it's all paper, so it's all recyclable. And there we go. So that is, once again, the Lego Minecraft Creeper. Fantastic. Great build. Absolutely great build. Like I say, I will be doing a review video about the not the insect collection. I will be doing a review video of the Creeper within the next month or so, because it's a great set and I do want to talk about it. But yeah, just my thoughts just off the top of my head. It's a good set. It's, like I say, I think it's reasonably priced. £35 for the size of it is pretty decent. I do think the build is a bit simplistic. Most of it is just tiles. Like all of the, pretty much every surface is just covered in tiles. So a lot of the building is just placing tiles on. So it's not necessarily the most exciting set to build. But it looks incredible. The result is really great. It's super game accurate as well. Like I can't wait to compare this to the in-game Creeper because it looks absolutely identical to the in-game thing, which is really great. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts, but I will be doing a proper review video of the set very soon. But for today, that is where we're going to leave that. So I'm going to turn the Minecraft music off at this point, by the way, because we're not building the Lego Minecraft stuff anymore. So that can go off, and I'll just turn the telly off for now. But before we finish up, as promised, I am going to give you a little bit of a tour around the room and show you some of the other Lego that I've got, and then we might do a little bit of a Q&A as well before we finish up. Let me just have a quick drink of my Iron Brew. Okay, Did you watch the Minecraft movie, says Isabel. I haven't watched the Minecraft movie, Isabel, no. It's not really something that I'm that bothered about, as I've said already. Maybe I'll watch it, when it is on the telly in a year's time or whatever. But I'm not bothered about going to see it in the cinema. Base for drinking Irn-Bru. Yeah, not only is it Irn-Bru, it is 1901 Irn-Bru as well. The best Irn-Bru, the original flavour. I absolutely love this. This is my favourite soft drink ever. Love Irn-Bru. I'll have a little bit more, in fact. And I'm trying to cut down on the Monster at the minute. If you're a regular viewer of mine, you know that I've almost always got a can of Monster when I'm streaming. I've been trying to cut down on it and get back into drinking Irn-Bru instead, which is, in fairness, it's probably no healthier to drink this compared to Monster because of the amount of sugar that's in this. But yeah, like I say, trying to cut down on the Monster and drink a little bit more Irn-Bru instead. What's your favourite Monster flavour? My favourite Monster flavour is, I think it's called Ultraviolet. It tastes like Parma Violets, which is, I like Parma Violets. So, in fact, I've actually got some Parma Violet flavoured rock that my brother got me from Blackpool a couple of months ago. Anyway, 1 second. Oh shit! Now my desk's disorganised. Okay. Right, I'm just going to put this back, and then we will start the room tour in just a second. I promise we will start the room tour in a minute. Let's put this book in here. Okay, back in a tick. Right then, so, who wants to see the rest of the Lego that I have? Who wants to have a tour of the room, see all the Lego and all the other stuff that I've got? Me, says Isabel. Okay. Whoop whoop, more Lego, says Tasker. Okay. Yes, says Jen. Okay, you've asked for it. Let's do it. Let me have some more Irn-Bru. It's like 28 degrees right now, so I need to keep drinking. Let's go. So, shall we... Ooh. Sorry, my phone fell over there. We'll start at the desk, because I do have a couple of bits and pieces right here on my desk. So first of all, there is the Creeper, which of course we built in today's stream. Absolutely fantastic set. Really looking forward to doing the review video of that. But there it is. He's very cute. Very, it's cute. It's like a little kitten. Although creepers are afraid of cats. Then we have the retro camera. This is another new set that I've just recently bought. I actually built this yesterday in my own time. It's really cool. It's even got little rolls of film there with little photos in them. But this is an absolutely fantastic little set. I love all the retro stuff. I want to get the typewriter at some point. But yeah, really cool little set there. Then over here we have the bird nest, the robin's nest. This was a Christmas present from my sister. Shout out Patreons, by the way. Hello, everyone. Yeah, this was a Christmas present from my sister. If you watch my live streams, you'll see this in the background of pretty much every stream, because it's right here on my desk, just next to the gear shifter and the handbrake there. So that's everything on the desk. Then, let's move in this direction. This is where most of the Lego is. As you can see, there's quite a lot of it over here. So first of all, we have the insect collection. We got a blue Morpho butterfly. We got a Chinese mantis. And we've got a Hercules beetle. This is absolutely one of my favourite sets of all time. Really fantastic. I built that on stream last year, and I have done a review video of that set as well. But just absolutely incredible. Like, look at the detail on these guys. Absolutely incredible level of detail on the butterfly as well. It's got like the veins on the wings. There's even a little bee here. And this flower, whatever it is. And I love on the beetle as well. Look, you can see really close up. So much detail. Really, really detailed few sets. Really fantastic. And I actually bought these shelves especially for this set. Because as soon as I bought this set, I was like, well, where am I going to put it? So I bought these shelves especially to display this set like this, and I think it looks really good on display like that. And then just next to it, we have the Kingfisher, another fantastic set. I think the Kingfisher goes really well with the insects. It's got a really similar vibe and a similar sort of build style to it. So this is a fantastic one. Again, lots of detail. It's pretty much life size as well. If I just hold my hand out. It's pretty much life-size to an actual Kingfisher, which is really incredible. In fact, all of these might be life-size, to be honest, because they are all based on quite large exotic insects. So I think all 4 of these might be more or less life-size. But there's the Kingfisher. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got some spaceships. We have the TARDIS. This is a custom build. This is actually built from bricks from my old Lego collection, which is why they're all dirty and scuffed. I've had this for like well over 10 years, I reckon. This is a really old set. But again, this is my own design. Pretty basic stuff. But yeah, nice little TARDIS there. And then this one. This is the Nostromo from Alien. So if you've ever watched Alien, I'm a big Alien fan. My favourite film of all time is the original Alien. And this is the ship from that film, the Nostromo. Really cool build. I didn't actually design this myself. I got the instructions from a Lego building magazine. But it's absolutely incredible. Then we have the crafting table. And this is a cool one. This is a really cool one. So I built this on stream almost a year ago. It was last August. And I have a review video for it as well. But it's a really cool Lego Minecraft micro world. You can see that it basically recreates loads of different biomes from the game. And if I turn it around, it's also a crafting table. So really, really cool set. Absolutely love that. I have designed a furnace version with the nether biomes in it, but I need to buy the parts from that from Bricklink. But yeah, really, really cool. Then we have the Lotus Evija, which I showed earlier on the stream. Not much to say about that. I'm not really a car person, but it's a cool little set. And then we have the Vesper. This is a Lego Icon set. This is fantastic as well. Again, lots of detail, really accurate in terms of the shape and stuff like that. We zoom in a little bit. Love the details on this one. Love the seat and the second seat, and there's a little bouquet of sunflowers in the back as well. And there's even a little helmet. So another really amazing set there. And that's all the stuff up on the shelves. Then down here, we've got a little flower. This isn't real Lego. This is off-brand Lego, but it's a cool little flower that was a little present from my brother. Then we got a Vault-Tec bobblehead, but ignore that. Then we got this. This is another custom build by me. It's actually a sonic screwdriver. Another, again, big Doctor Who fan. So this is my custom sonic screwdriver. Sort of partly classic inspired, partly New Who inspired. But yeah, that's entirely my own design. And then last but not least, we do have a little setup here as well. Well, a big setup here, actually. I might have to get this one down so you can see it better. We've got a lovely Japanese-style Buddhist temple there. This is a really huge set that was a gift from my dad, Christmas present from my dad. It's up there at the minute because there's not really anywhere else in my room to put it. But it fits perfectly on top of that on top of the wardrobe there, so I'm not really mad about it. Then over here we have Tales of the Space Age, another fantastic collection of 4 individual builds that depict like different space landscapes. Really cool set. That's a Lego Ideas set, same as the Inset collection. Really cool. And then up top here, finally, last but not least, we've got the Architect World of Wonders range. So here on the end, we've got the Parthenon, we've got Al-Khazneh, we've got the Taj Mahal, and we've got a small section of the Great Wall of China. And I think that is all the Lego that I have in my room. There's other bits and pieces around the house as well. I've got a few pieces downstairs on top of my piano and, you know, just dotted around in various cabinets and stuff like that. But that's pretty much everything in terms of what's here in my bedroom. And if you want to know more about the individual sets, if you want to know more about any of my Lego, I do have a series of videos about... Sorry, I do have a series of videos about the various sets that I've collected over the years, and there's going to be a new video coming out tomorrow, which is going to be talking about a few other sets that I've recently acquired. But yeah, so that is everything. That's all the Lego. How much money did you spend doing this, says Daniel? I've no idea, Daniel. I've no idea how much it would cost if you put everything together. Because this is, you know, what I've collected over several years. I started collecting, well, like I mentioned earlier, I got rid of all my Lego when I went to university, and then I sort of started again, started my collection from scratch in like 2021. So this is what I've collected over the last 4 years, buying, you know, bits and pieces whenever I can. I don't... Excuse me. I don't buy too much. I don't like buy a new set every month, but like a few times a year, I'll treat myself to a couple of new sets, or I might go to the Lego shop and see what they've got in store. But yeah, like I say, this is all the Lego that I've collected over nearly 5 years at this point. But that's it. That's all for the room tour. There's really nothing else for me to show you on that front. So we might wrap things up unless there's any final questions, any final thoughts that anyone wants to get in there. Oh, someone earlier did ask me about trains, but I don't know if they're still here, so I don't know if we'll bother. But if anyone, if you are here, whoever you were earlier, who was asking me questions about my train set, I can go and show you that as well before we finish. But that's up to you. Mate, just stop. Only people that watch you for second and looking and saying, "What is that?" Is that English? I don't know what point you were trying to make there. But whatever. Trains, I'm interested, says King of BPL. We can have a little look at trains. Big fan of trains. I've been into trains ever since I was a little kid. I remember when I was 8 years old, I got my first Hornby set, and then every Christmas after that, for the next few years, I always got bits and pieces to expand the train set. Always been massively into trains. Recently, though, I've been modelling in N gauge, which is a bit smaller than the Hornby models, which are 00. But I'll give you a quick look at the trains that I've got. Yeah, let's do that now, actually. So over here is my current layout. Like I say, it's not very big. I don't really have space for anything too big at the minute, so it's just a little shelf, you know, matching with my other 2 shelves. I thought it'd be a good idea to build it into a floating shelf like this. But this is my current layout. Pretty basic. There's really not too much to it. We got a few wagons, mostly LMS. There's quite a lot of LMS stuff. Even the Jubilee class over here, that's an LMS. And a few BR things as well. It's kind of a bit of a mix. Because the thing is, I've got like lots of random bits and pieces from different eras, you know. I've got like British Rail stuff, I've got like modern day stuff like this Network Rail van, I've got LMS stuff, LNER stuff. So I thought it'd be a good idea to model a heritage railway, because then it makes sense for you to have all these different elements from different time periods. Like it makes sense on a heritage railway for there to be a Jubilee class and a 08 shunter on the same layout, you know. So that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to represent a heritage railway. And there is actually another piece that goes just here. I'll just go and grab that. One second. So there is this piece here. And the idea is, I wanted the layout to be slightly bigger than the shelf, but I wanted the shelf to still be the same size as the other shelves. So what I decided to do was have a removable section. So these brackets here click up like this, and then you can click this extra section into place, and it just extends the track a little bit further. So when I'm actually running trains on the layout, I've got a little bit more room. But then when I'm finished, I can just take this out and it still matches nicely with my other two shelves. So it's really cool. I'm quite happy with that idea. And underneath, obviously, it is hollowed out to have all the wires and everything running underneath. Not that there's too many wires at the minute. It's pretty much just the power supply. These red cables are the power supply, but there is space underneath for me to motorize the points and signals and stuff like that if I ever get a chance to get round to it. And the turntable here is also motorized. That does actually spin round. No, sorry, it doesn't spin round yet, but it can be motorized to spin round. So yeah, there's still a lot of work to do. It's still in, it's still in the early stages. There's not really much, ground detailing and stuff like that and automation. So there's still a lot of work to be done for it. But yeah, that's my current N-gauge layout. I've also got a few other trains tucked away. I've got some non-runners. I've got a Class 31, a Class 33, a Class 24, and a Class 55. But they're all non-runners, unfortunately. These are my only two runners in terms of British trains. I've also got a few Japanese trains as well. I've got an EF64, I've got a Zero Series Shinkansen 8-car version, and I've got a Kiha 100 DMU. So I've got a few Japanese bits as well, but obviously this layout is specifically British, so there's none of the Japanese stuff is on this at the minute. But yeah, I do have some Japanese bits and pieces as well. In fact, I could show you, if we go back to the desk, I might be able to get out the box and show you a little bit of those things as well. But one more thing I do want to say just before we move on is I do also have a few 00 gauge plastic models up on the top shelf. They're a little bit dusty because they're up out of reach, so they haven't had a good dusting for a while. But I do have a few 00 gauge models up here. These are just plastic, so they're all non-runners. But yeah, we've got ignore the bus. We've got from the 1902 there, we got the Midland Railway compound, and then throughout the years we got an A3, an A4, we got a Coronation class, Battle of Britain class, and then at least at the other end we've got the modern stuff. We got the Evening Star there, and we've got Deltic. And that's all of those trains. And that's pretty much everything in terms of the train-related stuff. Like I say, there is a little bit more boxed up, which I could probably fish out if anyone is interested in seeing it. Michelle says, can I ask what a runner is? Oh, yeah, that just means a train that runs. So most of the trains that I've got aren't, they can't run anymore because they've just been worn out over time. So I've only actually got 2 British trains that can run, as well as all of my Japanese stuff can run because that's a bit newer. But yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to need to put this back, actually. That needs to go back on the shelf, so if you'll excuse me for a minute, I'm going to have to stand on my chair for a sec. Oh. I'm going to move the camera because I don't want you looking up my crotch. There we go. All of my it's all stored up there, by the way. Pretty much all of my storage is up there. So all of my trains that aren't in use at the minute and stuff like that all goes up on top of that shelf there. But yes, that's the trains. Like I say, I've been trying to get back into it. It's another one of those hobbies that is very expensive, but I am looking to get back into it. I really would like to do more with the layout. But yeah, that's my N-Gauge Heritage Railway. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I'm not tired. I've just got something in my eye. There we go. Okay, so I think that's going to be everything. I was going to do a Q&A, but it's very hot and I'd quite like to get off, you know, so I think we'll wrap things up. Love the layout. Thanks, King of BPL. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. It's been very fun. It's been a lot of fun building this guy. For those of you who weren't here at the start of the stream, unfortunately you did miss the Lego Minecraft Creeper building section of the stream, but it's really great. Fantastic build. I'll be doing a video about this very soon. And yes, thank you for enduring with me while I gave you a little bit of a tour of the room as well, showed you the Lego and the trains and that sort of stuff. I've had a good time. I've had fun. But yes, it is very, very hot, and I'd quite like to go and cool myself down a little bit and get out of this, which I'm not going to do on stream. So yeah, I think we'll wrap things up there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed today's stream. I think probably the most popular Lego building stream that I've done. We have done a couple of these before. We built the insect collection on stream, the crafting table, and then the chrysanthemum recently. But this stream has done a lot better than those. So maybe that will inspire me to do more of these Lego building streams in future. We'll see what happens. When's your next gaming stream? Next gaming stream is going to be on Friday. So before we finish, I will tell you what's on the agenda for the next couple of weeks. So this Friday coming, day after tomorrow, is going to be Farming Sim. Then on Sunday, we're going to be playing Munch's Odyssey, which will probably be the last episode because we are quite close to the end of Munch's Odyssey. Then on Monday, we'll be playing Minecraft again. And I think that's it. Next Friday, obviously more Farming Sim. And on Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, I will be doing my evening stream because it's the last Saturday of the month. But that's pretty much it in terms of streams that are planned. There is one more, but it depends on what happens. I would like to do when I get a new spider, I will be doing another spider stream. You know, setting up the enclosure and introducing you and all that kind of thing. But I don't know if I'm going to be getting a new spider before the end of the month or if it'll be at the start of next month. But when that does happen, when I do get a new spider, I will be doing a stream of that as well. In terms of videos, I do have a video coming out tomorrow, which is part 4 of the Lego tour. Please stick around and check that out tomorrow. Or if you're a member of the Patreon, you can see it right now on YouTube. And then next week I have a queer discussion video coming out, which I'm not going to spoil for you. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. But it's one that I've been working on for quite a while. So we'll hopefully get that finished and get that out next week as well. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the stream but you haven't already followed, then please do. And please also consider following me in all the other places that I am. I'm on YouTube with the same name, Ashbridge Industries, so do please go and subscribe over there. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Blue Sky, there's links in my bio for that. There's also a link to the Discord if you want to keep up to date with when I stream, when I post videos, and just generally chat with me. You can join the Discord server. And of course, if you would like to support me financially, you can join the Patreon. quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much to... You can't see it because it's mirrored. Hang on a minute. Mirror your camera. There we go. Mirror your video. There we go. Thank you very much to Kate, Sophie, Jess, Daniel Wilkinson, and Danny J. Bateman. Thank you all so much for supporting me over on Patreon. It only costs £1 a month. You get your name on this board, as well as a shout out on stream, and you get access to behind the scenes content and early access stuff, such as tomorrow's video, which Patreon supporters can already see today. So if you want to, then you can. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. But thank you all very much for joining. It's been incredible. I will see you on Friday for Farming Simulator. That's it. That's all she wrote. I'm going to have one last drink of Iron Brew and then we're going to end it. You're ending already, says Daniel. We've been live for 2.5 hours, Daniel. I'm sorry. Sorry you're a little bit late to the party today, but we have been live for 2.5 hours. This is where I'm going to end it today, but I will be back on Friday for Farming Sim. So join me for that. And that's it. That's all. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. Bye-bye.